Again with Chris now to find out more about our forecast. You are tracking the tropics, not one, but at least two systems out there.
Yeah, I know. It's very rare that the thing that's not even named is going to be mentioned more than the actual hurricane that's on the map that could become a Category 4 hurricane. So why, Chris? Why are you ignoring Umberto? Umberto doesn't deserve that. Well, Umberto at this point looks like it could have indirect impacts to Bermuda. I'm hoping it doesn't change, but right now it's trending in a good direction. Speaking of changes, you probably heard me ad nauseum talking about this wave yesterday, but I'm going to tell you the news update for what I have. For one, that wave is directly over Haiti, around Hispaniola, and this mountain pass, may not realize, is up to 10,000 feet high. Yeah, Pico Duarte. And this is also known as, not an official term, but the hurricane killer, because it's so high up that oftentimes it ruins the flow of some of these developing storms if they're weak enough. And that's why we haven't really seen any development for the time being. Now, we are seeing a general consensus that the center of circulation of what will likely be Imelda will pass by the Bahamas through this weekend. Now, at that point, especially over the next day or so, this is likely going to become a tropical storm. But there's one thing that's working in our favor, because things are trending towards a potential Carolina landfall. All this red is representing an unfavorable environment for wind shear. So wind shear is the change of wind speed and direction with height. That ruins the formation of like an eye wall. It's especially bad the closer you get to the shoreline. Now, these lines have spread out a little bit, so I think the only change that we're really going to see is maybe it's more of a North Carolina landfall compared to a South Carolina. So that's really the cusp. It's really anywhere from Charleston up to even the Outer Banks that we're now seeing kind of that cone of uncertainty, even though we don't have an official one by the National Hurricane Center because it's not an actual storm. So the wind shear impacts I mentioned, this is the way hurricanes like to be. They're fickle creatures. They like everything to be just right, Berry Bear's porridge type of deal. But when you get the stronger winds aloft with the weaker winds down towards the south, it disrupts that wind flow and that tight circulation. So that's exactly what's going to happen. That's why we're not calling this to be a rapidly intensifying storm, because things aren't just right. Helene, when it was a tropical storm, had a clear path of warm waters through the Gulf and nothing was bothering it. Now, Imelda is really dealing with an uphill battle, up mountain battle even, trying to get past Pico Duarte over here around Hispaniola. But it looks like our models have a general consensus that this will stay a tropical storm. I like that. But that still isn't necessarily good news. Even though you have a better agreement that it's going to be a weaker storm, it's still a tremendous amount of rain. It all depends on the general speed. So very disorganized over the next day or so. I think it's really by tomorrow that's looking like a better circulation that this could be a named storm. Meanwhile, look at how tight and really organized Umberto is going to be. By the end of the weekend, Umberto likely our third major hurricane of the season. But by the time you get about Monday into Tuesday, I think Tuesday more so looks to be the general time frame. That's where I'm seeing more impacts into the Carolinas. There's still a lot that can come with this. First off, step one, name the wave. So a lot more to come.